Today we are installing an AC on this travel trailer right here. So we've got our work shirts on. We are officially Leo's staff for the day, and we're installing a new unit called RecPro.
So for some context here, we travel full-time in our RV, but for the winter, possibly spring season, we're gonna be posted up at Leo's campground in Key West. No coincidence, as my great-grandfather was Leo, this is a family-owned business. So today we're helping them out with this AC that needs to be replaced in one of their vacation rental units. We did a previous AC install way back when, probably like
It's been a long time.
years ago.
I don't remember how it went.
So tech has come a long way. We'll show you guys the AC that we chose. And I would say that we're no longer beginners, but this should still be a beginner-friendly video. We'll take you guys along.
So there are two rental units here. They both have GE units on the roof. The first one actually only lasted about a year. So we got that replaced. We thought maybe it was a fluke, got it replaced with another GE unit. Now the second one's going bad and we think maybe we shouldn't go with this brand anymore. So I did a bunch of research online to see if we could improve in three main areas. One, obviously durability. We wanted something that was gonna last a bit longer than a year. Two, I wanted something that was gonna be potentially more energy efficient, just to decrease the amount of draw that's going on these units as they are used pretty heavily. And then three, I wanted to look for something that was gonna be quieter than the standard RV AC to make a more enjoyable experience on the inside. Of these three factors, we decided on the RecPro 15,000 BTU unit, and we're gonna see how these work for us.
All right, guys, welcome on in. Today we're in a travel trailer. So before you get started, there's some preliminary things that you want to do with an AC replacement. The most important thing being is kill the power. For us, what we're doing, we have our breaker panel right down here. Typically your panel is labeled, so we just went ahead, shut off the breaker that is tied to our AC, so that way all the electrical that we're messing around and sticking our fingers on should be dead. You can also take a little screamer tool and make sure that no power is live. Once your power is done, the next thing we have to do is take out the existing unit. So typically where you want to start with that is by removing the inside panel, which I kind of jump started and went ahead and took that down. So you want to take out your filter. This thing is just a big piece of plastic. There's 4 screws typically that holds it on. Once you get those done, now you're looking at the unit, and then we're left with 4 long bolts. This should really be the only additional thing that's holding it in from the inside, aside from hooking up some electrical. So we're gonna take off these bolts next, and then take it from there. That's a big old... That's it. Look how long that thread is.
If you do not have a power ratchet like this, you might want to get one if you're gonna work on this.
That thread is like 6 inches long.
They don't make it easy to take this off. It's all pretty hardwired in here. We were hoping for like more of a wiring harness. I don't know if this is any representation of GE product quality, but I expected better.
Yeah, for context, the last one that we did, it was just a wiring harness, plug in, plug out. This looks like we got a bunch of probably wire nuts or something in there.
So upper unit is now disconnected. It did have a wiring harness. It was just a little hidden inside. So basically the top unit and this distribution panel on the bottom, 2 completely different units. So we're gonna disconnect all these wire nuts most likely, get everything disconnected, probably leave them capped off, and then we'll be able to get back into removing the top and then putting in the new one.
Something to add though is that in this unit, a lot of the cables that are running are for the thermostat, so they're communication lines. On the new unit that we're putting in, I was told, should just have a remote, and it doesn't need the thermostat that's in the wall. So the thermostat in the wall should only be for the furnace going forward.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons that I specifically picked this, is because it should be an easy install. So we'll see if that holds true. It should be just power, and then the thermostat is controlled through the remote. So should be a lot fewer wires when we're done with this, but you know, it doesn't always turn out that way. So these wires are all that we're gonna need to install the new AC, and all of the rest of this can go.
It's garbage. I'm done with it.
We're free. We decided we were gonna I was in favor of cutting all these to begin with. I don't think they're made to take all those cords out, so we did resort to just cutting the rest. And we'll tuck it up somewhere and shouldn't have to worry about it. So I just pushed this up from the bottom. We should be free now. And we've got ourselves a nice little hole. Now our new AC is over there. This is the old one. I'll just pull this one away and put the new one in its spot. And the condition actually looks pretty nice. I was glad that I didn't rip off any of the roof when I pushed it off. So now that we got the unit on top, we basically just got it in a rough position. We just wanted to get it so that you could see where the screws are gonna go in all four corners. Basically all there is in the top of this unit is power, and then there's another cable up here that's just gonna be the connection to the indoor unit when we put it in. So we're gonna do a quick test, connect it to power, and see if we can get it going before doing kind of the final install. We wanna make sure that it works before we kind of button everything up. So on the topic of making your lives easier, if you're working on any electrical like we are right now, pick yourself up a kit like this. These are Wago connectors, so basically it comes with a bunch of different types, but they're really simple, like snap and fit, different fittings. So you can just put a wire in one side, snap it down, and it's gonna be a good connection. It makes wiring so much easier than having to deal with wire nuts and crimping. The only catch is you can't use it with a certain large enough gauge wire, but it works definitely for this. If you're working on any 120 volt appliances, it'll be great.
So we just throw these away?
No more.
Trash.
We've got air. So we just plugged it in real quick. This is the communication harness, and just to see if it works, it turned on right away. I believe you were able to control it from here, but we're gonna get the remote set up and get it set up the right way.
All right, so the next thing that we're doing here is with this bottom control panel, validated it works, but it comes with this weird piece of foam. I mean, I understand why, but this piece of foam, this just pulls out, and this is to separate the intake from the output, I suppose, side of the AC. So this is the foam that does it, and since all depths in RVs can be different there, they ask you to, I don't know if you can read that, but they ask you to cut this to the appropriate height.
So basically when this is sitting up there, since we can't show you with the cover on, basically the air is going to come out of here and be directed into these two vents in the side. And this is specific to a ducted unit. They made this thing really hard to access. I think these panels are not supposed to be connected when you're installing, but they came already clipped together.
Yeah!
Okay.
Is it still connected?
It's connected somewhere.
The fuck? There we go. Yay!
Wow. Okay, so this was probably the hardest part of the whole project.
You need a long flathead screwdriver, because this panel is what we need to use the long bolts that we previously took out, that it came with these new ones. So this is what's pretty much going to cinch down the outdoor compressor to the indoor unit. But yeah, like Brendan said, these clips came already done, and I do not know of any other way, unless you have, this is probably like a 6-inch flathead screwdriver, and it has to be skinny enough so you can push the clip so you can undo it.
We read through the instructions, tried to find some videos online. Everything we found just started with this piece, so I don't know. This is what we figured out.
It was maybe our bad luck, but we're used to that, so gotta get crafty.
Next step is just going to be putting it up and getting all the bolts in, screwing everything in.
Also, something that's nice about these is that it came with this plate and a washer for the bolt to actually have a really good grip on this panel. So gonna have a firm and even seal up above. We don't know what direction this cover panel goes in, and we don't know if it matters. Okay. No, it goes the other way. So it's hard to see. Here, let me grab you. It says open and close here, and then up above here you have these open and close vents.
Oh.
Yeah. And now yeah. We should hear probably 4 clicks. God, I hate this clip system. Ah! Ah! Yay! So now if we have to get this down, it's gonna be horrific. Okay. Turns it on. All right. So that we already knew worked, but now we have this remote. So let's see if the remote works, yay! Okay, now to the instruction manual to set this to Celsius and to make sure that this thing blows cold. So looking at the remote, there's literally a Celsius and Fahrenheit button. So we just hit that, and now it's showing in Fahrenheit. We'll drop this down. Let's set it to 70. And let this run. Wow, yeah, it's already cold. And you know what? It's quiet!
It is a lot quieter. So.
The GEAC that we took out of here was so loud, I feel like you couldn't even have a conversation. Let's see, we have ducts. Oh, we got great flow in the ducts. And in the bedroom, great flow in the bedroom. Oh, it's so quiet. I feel like I want one.
I guess it's not going to be more efficient. It's not going to be as efficient when it's coming through the ducts, but it is quieter and it spreads throughout the RV. So
and it is a good.
I like that.
It is a good flow compared to the GE AC that was in here. The flow in the bedroom was barely pushing out cold air, and now it's like pumping out. And this is 15K BTU.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. We're going to clean all this stuff up, and then hopefully it'll cool down in here quickly. We can verify that it works. But yeah, overall, not too bad of an install.
The clips was by far the weirdest thing.
It was the hardest part of the whole thing.
I'm like
Aside from
concerned
that,
if we need to take off that vent, it's not going to be fun because now it's all the way up there and having to do clips.
I feel like we missed something, but I don't know how. Hopefully we don't have to take it off. It was much harder to take off the existing unit than it was to put this one in, which is a good sign.
Yes, and that's a point. I know that when we put the new unit on the roof, we have access to a tractor. There are totally some other ways as well. I know a really common way, you get a ladder, you use a rope and pull up the unit up a ladder.
Trying to put it at a low angle so you don't have to pull it straight up.
The one thing I can say, I understand sometimes you don't have any choice, but if you do go about doing an RV AC install, I highly recommend don't do it by yourself. Just being on a roof by yourself is incredibly dangerous. If you have somebody, a friend, a family member, whoever that can help you out to haul the thing up on the roof, definitely get some help. It can be very dangerous. And if you have a tractor, that's even better. We are gonna go get a temperature gun, verify what's blowing out of this thing, but pretty much I think we are just about ready to wrap this job up.
Check in the temperature coming out.
Just right about 50 degrees.
That seems pretty good. So
49 degrees.
when you're checking this, I think you just want to see that the air coming out of there is about 15 to 20 degrees less than the ambient temperature outside. So right now it's probably about 70, maybe a little bit under 70 outside. So we've fallen right in that range. So everything seems to be working. So that is gonna do it for this video. Overall, I would not say it was a bad install at all. Aside from the kind of having an issue with the clips a bit, probably would have taken about 2 hours. Maybe it took us 3 hours with everything included.
Including filming for you guys. But you're
Definitely,
worth it.
definitely took a little bit longer filming, but yeah, so we paid $1,250 for this AC, so it's right on line with a lot of other units for a 15,000 BTU. I wouldn't say it's overly priced or anything, definitely something we're tempted in to look in for ourselves.
So guys, if you found this video helpful, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Appreciate you guys if you made it to the end of this video. If you do like seeing DIY projects, feel free to drop that down in the comments down below. See what would be helpful for you guys to see next. And guys, until next week, thanks for tuning in to Gab and Bren.